Welcome to Tutorial 1 in the video version of the Bowling League Tuneup Quick Start. The Quick Start manual is designed to get you productive quickly. This series of videos is designed to do the same thing. In this video, we're going to start Bowling League Tuneup and define a new bowling league. When we start Bowling League Tuneup via either the Start button or by an icon you may have created on your desktop or taskbar, the Bowling League Tuneup main screen comes up, and there's very little we can do with the screen at this point. These two icons at the top do work. This one will toggle back and forth between the small and large versions of the screen to best fit your monitor, and this one brings up the help system. Aside from that, these two highlighted buttons show that these are really the only things you can do at this point. You can load a pre-defined league into Bowling League Tuneup, or we can define a brand new league. Let's do that. When we click that button, the Define League dialog box comes up. All we're going to tell Bowling League Tuneup in this dialog box is how many teams are going to be in our league. Let's say there are going to be 10 teams. And how many bowlers are going to be on each team. Let's say they're going to be 4. And we're going to leave all the rest of these fields at their default values. When I click OK, Bowling League Tuneup has created 10 vacancy or empty teams and created slots for 4 bowlers on each team. At this point, let's go ahead and give our league a name. If we click underneath the Bowling League Tuneup title, we happen to know that this league is the Ball and Chain League. And let's now name the teams. So if I click on Vacancy Team 1, the Team Entry Mode window comes up. I happen to know that Team 1 has named themselves In the Gutter. And notice I'm preserving the Team 1 number as part of the name. That's usually a good idea for sorting and identification purposes. When I click OK, the team name now shows up in the grid and the cursor automatically goes to Team 2. Since you don't want to watch me type in all the team names, I'm going to cancel out of Team Entry Mode, and we're just going to proceed to a screen in which I've already typed in all the team names. Next, let's give the league some attributes. Let's tell Bowling League Tuneup something about our league. The attributes are down here below the grid. These are usually very straightforward. Games bowled per week. Let's say that when teams meet each other, they're going to bowl 3 games against each other each week. Points earned per game win and per weekly win. The standard thing to do is say each win is worth 1 point, and the total pins for the night is worth 1 point. So there'd be 4 points distributed between the 2 teams each night. If you want to make, for example, the total pin count for the night be worth more than 1 point, you can make it 2 or 3 points. That's why these are numbers rather than checkboxes. The season. This is a 24-week season. We're going to have 2 position weeks in which teams are paired based on the current standings rather than on the standard league schedule. Split season is a common, popular thing to do where you divide the season into 2 halves. You'll have a winner in each half and they can meet in a playoff at the end of the season. We won't do that for this league. The handicap formula, if you're unfamiliar with Bowling League handicaps, there's plenty of information about that in the Bowling League Tuneup manuals. For now, we're just going to say we're going to propose a handicap formula of 90% of 210 for this league. After we do a preseason analysis, we might want to change this handicap formula, which is why this is just a proposed handicap formula. Notice there's room for a second handicap if you want to have a different handicap formula in the second half of the league. It's not a common thing to do, but it is an option supported by Bowling League Tuneup when you're trying to create leagues that are both fair and fun. We won't do that in this league. Caps refers to the caps or limits that some leagues impose on how high a bowler's handicap or a handicap score can go. This is always a very bad idea, but because some leagues do it, Bowling League Tuneup allows you to model this option, and the results of analyses will surely show this is a very bad idea. We're going to leave that alone. Negative handicaps can often be a good thing for leagues when you let the best bowlers' handicaps go below 0 in order to maintain league fairness. We won't set that on for this league. And finally, this vacancy teams section simply says, how do you determine wins when a team bowls against a non-existent team? If a league has an odd number of teams, every week some team is going to bowl by themselves. How do you determine their wins in that situation? We'll leave this at the default. So that defines the league attributes. All that's left now is to define the bowlers themselves. So what we can do is click, for example, right here on the first bowler on Team 1 to bring up the Edit Bowler window. There's a lot of stuff you can do in this window. For right now, we're just telling Bowling League Tuneup what their book or estimated averages are coming into the league, because the league hasn't bowled yet and they don't have any scores. So all the bowlers currently are showing with vacancy scores of 150, which is the league's vacancy score. But we happen to know that bowler 1 has a book average of 147. Again, if we didn't know the book average of this bowler, we could just estimate that that's about the average this bowler is expected to have. When we type that in, the vacancy score box automatically unchecks. We're going to ignore these other fields here. And when I click OK, we can see that the 147 average now shows up for the first bowler on Team 1. And notice also that the vacancy scores for the other 3 bowlers showed up, since this team now has at least 1 valid bowler. I'm going to proceed to just type in the book averages of the other 3 bowlers on this team. Very simple to do. Just type those in and they show up here. If we move this out of the way, we can see the Bowling League Tuneup automatically totals the averages to come up with the team average of 546. Once again, we can type this information in for all 10 teams in the league. I'm going to cancel out of Edit Bowler mode, and we're going to proceed to the next window, in which I've already defined all the bowlers' book or estimated averages coming in. Notice that Team 8 has 2 empty positions. They haven't filled their team yet, so those show in red as vacancy scores. Also, Team 9 has 1 vacancy bowler as well. At this point, our league is fully defined, and we are ready to do a league analysis or save the league, and that's what we're going to show you in the upcoming videos.